the Go Greenfields show with me, Terran.
And me, River.
And today we're going to do a vegetarian versus normal-ish,
Regular kinda.
Yeah, regular cooking.
And the vegetarian's gonna pick out the meal that we're gonna do because we're not super great at cooking. We're just vegetables. We kind of like meats and stuff, so it's gonna be different for us. But we're excited.
Yeah.
And the way we're gonna decide who's doing what is by the best
Classic
game, rock paper scissors.
Yep. Okay.
Ready?
Hope so. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
2 to 3.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess I'm doing normal. You're doing
What do
vegetarian.
you want to do?
Normal.
Okay. I'm vegetarian.
What do you choose then?
I'm going to choose. I think. Yeah, I'm in Italian mood, so let's do pastas. Any type of pastas, but it has to have some sort of noodle or something.
Our camel woman's Italian.
Can't be pizza.
Okay. Can't be pizza?
It can't be pizza. No, it's got to be some sort of noodle
pasta.
Some sort of. I guess you can't really vegetarian with noodles.
type of pasta.
Some
Something
sort
with
of
noodles
pastas.
in it.
Yeah, noodles.
Okay. So I can make a noodle pizza.
Yeah. That doesn't exist.
Okay, well, anything. Something Italian. You have vegetarian?
Yep.
I'm doing regular.
Let's get
Do
started.
it.
So now I'm going to teach you guys how to properly take out these little grooves and stuff in the potato before we put them in the oven to bake for the gnocchi. So first, what you want to do is you're going to want to wash it because just to get all the dirt and residue and anything that might be on it. And then you're going to take like a cucumber peeler or something, and there's like most of the times there's little grooves at the end. You just dig that in. You peel it around. And then sometimes you can just take it off and then there you go. You don't want to go too deep because then there's you have like a bunch of holes inside of the potato, but a little groove like that's okay.
Okay, I guess you can start on mine, which I'm doing the non-vegetarian, which I have lots of meat here as you can see, but I'm doing a lasagna. I got all my ingredients spread out here, and it's gonna be amazing. I got some mozzarella still in the fridge because I don't want it to oxidize, but ricotta cheese, pepper, salt, ground beef, Italian sausage, basil, parsley, some fennel, oregano, tomatoes, onions, salt, noodles, white wine, garlic, a lot of ingredients, and some sugar. So now we can start on the sauce, which is like a meat sauce. Be good. Got our Italian sausage here, ground beef, and we put it in this pot. Oopsie. Anyway, 1 sausage, 2, 3, and I'm just gonna kind of grind them up with the ground beef.
I'm learning.
Dasher's looking very hungrily at us. So I'm just gonna take this little skin off because it'll probably just mix a lot better and not have a bunch of weird chunks in it. So I'm taking the skin off the sausage here. Getting our hands dirty. So now, it's not fully brown yet, but we don't really need to be. We just want to add the garlic in and the onions. This is 1 whole white onion, and the garlic was 5 cloves, and they're both garlic's minced. This one's just diced. So
Organic.
yeah, they're all organic. So. And also another thing that's organic was our noodles. If you guys want to get some of we got brown rice noodles instead of like already wheat and like vegetable oil noodles because those aren't very healthy, and we're all about health. So you can get it at any of your probably healthy food stores or just grocery stores. Yeah. You know what else is organic, which is our lasagna noodles. They're brown rice noodles. You can get them at Thrive Market. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied. And yeah, they're a lot healthier. Now the meat has browned. It's looking pretty good. Looks very yummy. And now we can start adding some of our greens and seasonings. So we got some basil and parsley here. I think it's 1/4 cup of parsley, 1/2 cup of basil. Put that all together. Got some spices. We got a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of fennel seeds. Those guys in. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Got some salt. And some pepper. gonna be good. It already smells amazing. Mix that together. Now we're adding our tomatoes, and this is 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes, or 2 cans what we have. So I also added 15 ounces of tomato sauce. Now I'm adding 12 ounces of tomato paste. It's all organic, so if you want to, you can get it at your local health food store or Thrive Market. Both are amazing. We also had to add half a cup of white wine. Just mix that in. And you pretty much can let this simmer for 1 to 4 hours. I'm just going to turn it on really low. And while I'm waiting for this water to boil to put on the lasagna noodles, I thought I'd tell you guys a little history about lasagna. It actually came from Greece, and they called it LASAGNA, I think. And it actually didn't come from the ingredients that they used, but pretty much how they made it, which is basically taking sheets of pasta and then sauce, and then sheets of pasta and then sauce again. So that was kind of cool. And then the Italians the northern Italian still uses sheets. Southern uses rippled, which is the ones that we're using at the moment. And yeah, it's kind of cool to see how the history works out. I think the first recipe that they ever found on lasagna was made in 1340. So that's kind of cool. Long history of lasagna.
Right now I'm using a potato ricer, which basically kind of like, it's almost like a garlic crusher but for potatoes, and it's like mega sized. That's it.
It looks like ground beef.
You can do this for your gnocchi, or you can just mash your potatoes, but you gotta make sure there's no lumps. So that's the main rule. And I think I put too much potato in this, but that's fine.
You should call this pound beef.
Pound.
Yeah, potato, ground beef. Pound beef. There's no beef. Yeah, but it looks like ground beef. Ooh, that was a good run. It's a workout.
Whoa, it's so condensed. Hi, I'm River Greenfield, and I just made these really fun sweatshirts. I was inspired to make these because I'm really into drawing cute animals, and I figured this would be a fun challenge for me. If you want one of your own, you can buy one at Zazzle.com for only $23.99. Link in the description. Now we are going to actually make like the gnocchi, because right now we just have potatoes that have been riced. So we're actually going to add in some different ingredients, all vegetarian. So here we go. We got 1 teaspoon of salt. Salt is vegetarian.
Salt.
And then we've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Do you like the smell of salt?
It's interesting.
Oh, what's this cap on that? These potatoes smell good.
1 more tablespoon. Since Terran used all the 1 cup measuring cups, I guess I just gotta use the liquid kind, so
It's all my fault.
let's put in oh wait, there's a spoon. What? There's a spoon? Okay. We're gonna need 2.5 cups of this. So there's 1 cup. Not too much like flour and it's too dry, or you don't have enough oil. Or if it's too wet and you need to add more flour, then you can just add more oil or more flour as needed until it gets kind of the consistency where it's not sticky and sticking to your hands. Like mine's still sticking, but I still have some more flour to add. But it's also not really dry and like just crumbling apart. So you want it to be like smooth kind of and like able to mold without too much sticking. See, like this is almost good, but it's just needing a little bit more flour, which is that's cool actually. That's nice. Next, I didn't use 2.5 cups. I just started with 1 cup, but it was also liquid, so it might be different in real cups. So you know your dough is done when it's molding pretty well, and your hands are pretty clean because it absorbed all the stuff that was on your hands and stuff. So this is definitely good, and now I'm going to put a cloth on top of it so it doesn't escape any moisture, so no moisture escapes. And then we're gonna boil some water, add some salt. And then we can start making the gnocchi. We just don't want to put a giant ball of potato stuff inside of a boiling pot. Now we're going to make our little ricotta cheese part. And pretty much we got, what is this? I think it's, 30 ounces of ricotta cheese. We're just going to put it into the bowl, as so. Another 15 ounces right here. And then we're gonna add 1 egg.
Our eggs are a little small, but you can use a larger one if you want. Our chickens just lay small eggs. You're gonna remember that. There's some nutmeg. That's 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Got some 2 tablespoons of parsley and a pinch of salt. I'm just gonna mix it together. So now my noodles have finished soaking. I think I soaked them for around 30 to 45 minutes, like the time range you're supposed to do it. They look pretty good. I think they turned out well. So after this, after we finish taking all these noodles out, and our ricotta's done, and our sauce is done simmering, we can start the fun part, which is layering it. I'm excited for that, and then we cook it. It'll be amazing.
So now it's going to be the time to make my pasta gnocchi thing. So I'm going to add just a little bit of flour. Not too much because I don't want it to get too dry. I'm just going to set that there. And the method that I'm going to do is going to be where I roll it out pretty softly because the stuff is not as hard as regular pasta. So just like that.
Because it's not regular pasta?
Yeah. Because it's not, no eggs or milk or anything with that. So I'm keeping it a little bit thin because I'm actually gonna like roll them up and then I can cut them. So basically what I'm gonna do is just gonna take, I don't wanna make it too thick, but that is like, it's a little bit thick, but
It's like cannoli.
yeah, kind of does. But see, we're gonna cut it like that.
Oh, so cute.
And then I can just roll it, kind of like roll it there. And
Can I
that's, yeah, but this is a little bit of a big size, but so you can go a little smaller than that.
That
Yeah,
looks like a little pillowcase.
yeah. And you can, if you want to, you can like fluff up the pillowcase a little bit.
I almost kind of like it with the sides a little.
And if you're using a sauce that is like a cheese sauce or like a cream sauce or brown butter sauce, you can put little fork indents in it because that helps the sauce stick to the gnocchi better. So the way I did this method is really simple and it goes really fast because you can do it in bulk, but you can also just like take a little bit, roll it, and then you got basically one of these. It just might take a little bit longer because you're not doing it like a ton at a time. And I think it's really good to sprinkle some flour on top just to make sure they don't stick. And yeah, gnocchi's really cool because it actually comes from Italy, but like it's not really pasta. It's like it's made. The regular kind has like eggs and stuff in it, but it's actually just potatoes. There's like no milk or anything with that. So I think that's really cool. And yeah, it's pretty old pasta actually. Ready? Okay, so we're gonna add our first batch of 10 gnocchis into our boiling water. And make sure they don't stick to each other because that wouldn't be very good if they stuck to each other and then you had gnocchi stuck to each other. So I'm just gonna, it's not hot, but 6, 7, 8, okay. So you're gonna cook these till they float, but that's like around 3 to 4 minutes. So basically you're gonna let them float and then you're gonna let them cook for like 1 more minute just to make sure they're totally good. And then yeah, you got a lot of gnocchi actually. I've only done like 2/3 of it and I've already got 45 gnocchi, so pretty good. So our gnocchi are done. I'd say it's been about 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna take these out and they look pretty good. You're gonna let them cool because you don't want to eat gnocchi and burn your tongue on accident. And yeah, next batch. Now for this pesto, it just calls for 2 cups of basil, 2 tablespoons of pine nuts, half a cup of olive oil, extra virgin, and if you want to, 1 clove of garlic, or you can do 2 if you really like garlic. So we're just
And a food processor.
Yeah, and a food processor. Just gonna turn this on, and maybe I'll pulse it. If it's not quite working, you can always get if it's not mixing too much, you can just get a spatula, open up, push this all back down to the sides, and then keep mixing.
Fun part, layers, yay! So I got my pan here, greased it up a little bit. I think you guys saw me doing that, but first layer is sauce. Big layer of sauce at the bottom. The sauce is really good. All of us tried it, so I'm excited to see how it goes with the noodles and the cheese. some of the noodles on. So now we're gonna add our cheese layer, my favorite layer. Spread it around a little bit. We'll take the back of the spoon. Oops. This is going to be a very cheesy layer. I'm excited for it. Ooh, so perfect on this layer. Yeah, okay. More coming.
Yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Looks like a lemon slice. I'm going to put your mozzarella wedge on your lasagna.
That's going to melt into the oven. It's not going to be good.
Oh, it fell.
I put a lot in each layer. You really want to put
I do.
Hello.
You want to try my gnocchi?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm finishing the salad because our podcast objectives have turned into our dinner, so little greens to go along with it, even though you're
It got some greens,
but salad too.
it's more not
Very
really
simple salad.
Okay, so
Tasty.
I don't want to use too many plates and stuff because it just seems like it would take a lot. So we're just gonna do kind of like a dipping style almost. So do you think that'll be okay?
Yes.
Just kind of dip it in there, dip it in the pesto, and yeah, try it.
We're all family here. It doesn't matter if we touch our food.
Mmm.
Really good.
It honestly tastes just like regular gnocchi.
It does.
It doesn't have like the eggy gives it like a little bit more like fluffiness, but and it's like kind of a palish color.
In
But
my opinion, if you use
pretty
a
good.
little more seasoning, like some salt or
yeah, but
something.
the pesto helps with that a little bit.
A little bit. I still think if you use a little more salt or something. But it's
Yeah.
really good. The texture is amazing.
I love the texture. I like the texture.
Pesto is also really good.
I think for something that doesn't have any meat or anything, it's not a bad recipe. Yeah, so I like that one. Yeah, you taste mine?
What's cool? Final tasting test.
Ooh, this is your lasagna, correct?
This is my lasagna.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Hopefully
it was.
it's fully cooled. I think it is. It's very cheesy.
Yeah, it looks cheesy. You didn't quite get to the
I
bottom.
didn't get the bottom really. No.
Layers and layers of goodness.
There we go. There's some of the bottom.
That's a lot.
That was just the bottom part. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go get you a fork. Okey-dokey.
Excited to try this. Hopefully it turned out well.
So how
First time.
many layers did you make?
I mean, 4, like 4.5 or 3.5
That's a lot of
maybe.
layers. Okay, I gotta try some noodle here, and I gotta try some cheese.
Cheesy.
And gotta get that mozzarella. I've been waiting. And some sauce. Okay.
Not very patient, but yes, you have been waiting. Very stringy.
I was about to say that, but yeah, the pasta. That's pretty good. That's not bad. The cheese, it's not overpowering cheese. Like really chewy with the mozzarella. The noodles aren't crunchy. And the meat tastes good. The sauce tastes really good. The sauce is my favorite. What do you think?
Don't joke. You got a little big a mouthful there.
No, it's cheese. Look like a
Okay.
cheese kiss.
Yeah, it's really good. I like the noodles. The noodles went really well. The cheese is a little much. I almost did choke.
I know, I was watching.
The cheese is kind of.
Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, we had a lot of fun making this. I think if you guys should try these recipes. They really were pretty good.
Comment below who you think was better.
Yeah, comment below.
The vegetarian one or the normal, regular.
And yeah, if you want to see more cool podcasts, videos, pictures, nice recipes, then make sure you check out our website, Instagram, YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
That's it.
Thank you. See ya.
Welcome to another 10 New Ideas with me, Terran, and me, River. And we got another 10 New Ideas segment where we make come up with 10 new ideas, and probably a couple of them are already made up, but we come up with 10 new ideas and then choose our favorite top 3 and share them with you guys. So here we go. You want to go first? I do not. Okay, I'll go first. My first one is a phone case that cools or heats a phone, because sometimes like your phone gets like the too hot message, so maybe like the case could sense when it was getting too hot and then it would like put on like an AC cooling mode, which would be kind of cool. And then a super strong hose nozzle for extra water fight range.
Ooh.
Because that's like somebody's just like getting water balloons ready on the other side of the house, and just suddenly like this beam of water shoots over the house and like starts raining down on them. Yeah, that'd be fun. And then a coat with built-in headlamps on the shoulders, So if it's like super rainy outside, you can't see anything, and it's dark out, and you forgot his flashlight, and you're like, boop, boop, I'm a car now.
And you're walking?
Yeah, you can walk and they'll be on. Yep, okay. I don't know why you'd be walking at night in the rain without a flashlight,
lots
but
of reasons.
there we go.
Your car could break down. You might get lost.
Okay, so one of mine is a pen made out of like edible things like food or something. So like you'd be like writing, you're like, I need a snack, and you just bite out of the pen. Then you just keep writing with it.
Condoning pencil biting habits.
Yeah, it totally helps pencil biting habits. I think you said that something like in an episode before. I seem to have a
You like eating
theme
pencils?
a theme of.
Are you a Dasher now?
No, I'm not like my dog.
Dasher
But-
chews off the erasers. It's annoying. No erasers.
My second one is like paint that could like change colors. Like if like depending on heat, like if you're like painting, you're like, oh, it's hot in my room, and you're like, oh, how do you know? It's like because the paint on my walls is red. Like, oh, it's gonna be hot. You're like, yeah, it's really hot in here. And then if it's like freezing, it'll be like blue or something. Or if it's in between, I don't know, it could be like the desired color that you want it to be. So then you know exactly what the temperature needs to be at all times. And then
I guess that would kind of eliminate the reason of having to like touch the door handle to see if there's a fire outside your door.
just be like, oh, the
your
paint's
paint would be,
red.
like glowing.
It's hot. And then my last one is reusable paper. So if like you're doodling, this happens to me a lot, and you're like, oh, I don't really like this, and you like crumple it up and throw it away because you've already drawn both the sides. Then I just like, it'd be cool if like you just like crumple it up, or like not even crumple it up, but just like wipe your hand on it, and it'll just like get rid of all like the doodles and stuff. I think that'd be really cool, and also be really, really helpful. So those are my 3, and Terran did his 3.
Yep.
So thank you guys for listening, and we're excited to tell you guys our next 3, or next 6, I guess, next 6 10 new ideas.
Next time.
Next week.
Yeah.